How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Kuf Nun Ches, Daf 158 of Masechta BavaBasra. Okay, so today we're doing more of this tragic house collapsing stuff, but I think it should be actually a pretty quick daf. Kuf Nun Ches and Aleph is all of 6, 2, 4, 6, 7 lines, so... And it's just a Mishnah. It says the Mishnah, Daf Kuf Nun Ches Amud Aleph, Nafal Abayis Olav Ve'al Ishto. Fine. Okay. 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 What's this? Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. Okay. Good. So you have a house, and it tragically collapses on a. 1 second. Okay, not that. On a husband and wife. Okay, a house collapses tragically on a husband and wife. Now, the thing is, there's all sorts of... Okay, so it depends who died first, right? Because if the husband dies first, well then, he pays to his wife the value of her ksuba. He returns nichse malog. He pays the value of the nichse tzon barzel at the time of the marriage, right? He pays her all those things. If she died first, well then he doesn't pay her the ksuba. He doesn't pay her for the nichse tzon barzel. He inherits her nichse malog. So there's a difference between if she dies first or if he dies first, right? Both of them died, but the question is who died first. So again, Nafal Abayis Olav Ve'al Ishto, if a house collapses on a husband and wife, Yosheh Baal Omim, so those who stand to inherit the husband, they say that the wife died first and never had anything coming to her. Right, Yosheh Baal Omim, Isha Mesa Rishona, that she died first. And then afterwards her husband died. Yosheh Isha Omim, but her heirs say, like for example, so let's just say the husband and wife didn't have any children together, right? And the husband has some brothers, and the wife has a father, let's say. So the husband's brothers stand to inherit him. The wife's father stands to inherit her. So the brothers are arguing that she died first, and therefore she never had all these things coming to her, and therefore the brothers are saying we get everything. Her father gets nothing. Whereas her father argues that the husband died first, and therefore at that time she had the right to receive her ksuba payment, to receive the value of the nichse tzon barzel at the time of the wedding, she has her nichse malog. And the father therefore wants all of that stuff, right? So Yarshe Isha Omrim, so the woman's father or whoever stands to inherit her argue, Baal Meis Rishon, that the husband died first, and then she died, and therefore at the time of her death, she had a right to her ksuba, nichse tzon barzel, nichse malog. Now the Rashbam adds. Points out that specifically that this next line is specifically with reference to nichse tzon barzel. Okay, so what do you do? So with regard to nichse tzon, because we don't know who died first, right? Did the husband die first? In which case she would get the value of the nichse tzon barzel at the time of the wedding. Did she die first? In which case she doesn't get the value of the nichse tzon barzel at the time of the wedding. So Beis Shammai says, well, her father can claim. Right, her heirs can claim half of the nichse tzon barzel. Beis Hillel Omer, whereas Beis Hillel say nechasim b'chezkason, whereas Beis Hillel say that it remains in their chazaka. And the Gemara is going to explain what the chazaka means. Fine. Okay, where are we? So Beis Hillel Omer nechasim b'chezkason. Fine. Now ksuba, with regard to the ksuba, b'chezkas yoshei ha-ba'al, well, the ksuba is money that the husband would have to pay her from his bank account, so to speak. Therefore, he is muchzak with that property. So therefore, the husband's heirs would get the ksuba, i.e., they would not need to pay for the ksuba. Keep that with them. Right, which she brings into the marriage, but she also if he dies or if they get divorced, she gets them back, right? She retains ownership of them. Well, then, so her heirs would get that. Okay, so the value of the ksuba would remain with the heirs of the husband. The nichse milog would remain with the heirs of the wife. Now, says the Gemara b'chezkas mi, when Beis Hillel says that by nichse tzon barzel it stays in their chazaka, who's chazaka? Rabbi Yochanan Omer b'chezkas yorshe abal. So, because the thing with the nichse tzon barzel, who could tell me about the nichse tzon barzel? The thing with nichse tzon barzel is that it's be'etzem property that she brings into the marriage, and he can do whatever he wants with that property. He could sell it, do whatever he wants with it. He just needs to guarantee that if they get divorced or that if he dies, he will pay her the value of the field at the time of the marriage, right? Or if he wants, he could even not sell it. He can keep it for himself. And if the real estate increases, if the value of the field was the value of the field at the time of the marriage was $1,000, and now at the time that he died it was worth $1,500, or let's say they get divorced, it's now $1,500. He only needs to pay her $1,000. It's a fixed amount. So the question is it considered in his chazakah? Because after all, any profits or losses are to him. Or do we say that it's in her chazakah because ultimately he has to guarantee the principal amount to her? So b'chezkas mi, frekti Gemara. So when Beis Hillel says that the nichse tzon barzel remain in their chazakah, so in whose chazakah? Rabbi Yochanan Omar b'chezkas yosheh abal. Rabbi Yochanan says in the chazakah of the heirs of the husband, since any profits or losses would be for him, to him. Rabbi Lazar Omar b'chezkas yosheh isha, whereas Rabbi Lazar says in the chazakah of the heirs of the wife, since the principle of the nichse tzon barzel are guaranteed to her. Reb Shimon ben Lakish mishum bar kapara mayachloku. Reb Shimon ben Lakish says in the name of bar kapara that they split the nichse tzon barzel. V'chein tani bar kapara, and similarly bar kapara taught halalu bayin lirash v'halalu bayin lirash yachloku. Since be'etzem the heirs of the husband are coming to inherit. Right. Where was it? Yeah. So since each one can basically make the claim that the husband's heirs can make the claim that any profits and losses were his, and the wife's heirs can make the claim that but we're guaranteed the principal amount. So therefore, because they both have valid claims, they split it. Okay. Therefore, they split it because they both have valid claims. Says the Mishnah, Nofal Abayis Olav Ve'al Imo. Okay. So if a house collapses on Yosef and Rachel, and I think Yaakov had already died. One second. Let me. Almanusa. Exactly. Almanusa. Yeah, exactly. So Yaakov already died, and then Rachel and Yosef were in the house, and the house tragically collapses, killing both Rachel and Yosef. So now, right, exactly. Yaakov is dead, so therefore he doesn't stand to inherit Rachel. So now Yosef has a brother, Reuven. Reuven and Yosef share the same father, Yaakov, but different mothers, right? Yosef, of course, is from Rachel. Reuven is from Leah. Now, okay, so the house falls, tragically killing them. So here's the thing. If Rachel died first, well then Yosef would inherit her. When Yosef then dies, Reuven would inherit Yosef. If Yosef died first, well then there's nothing coming to Yosef, and Rachel's father, or let's say brother, Lavan, would inherit her. So let's say father, Besuel, would inherit her. Fine. Givaldik. So the shaila is, who died first? Okay, so Nafal Abai is Olav Alimo. So if the house falls on Yosef and Rachel, Eilu ve'Eilu Modin, so everybody agrees in this case, Sheyachloku. Both Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel agree, Yachloku, that Rachel's heirs and Yosef's heirs split it because we don't know who died first. Amar Rabbi Akiva says, Rabbi Akiva Moda'ani Bazer Shanachas B'Cheskason, whereas Rabbi Akiva says, no, here as well, Beis Hillel would argue that the property remains in their chazaka. Now the Gemara is going to explain whose chazaka, but okay. Amar Rabbi Akiva says, okay, we just said that. Amar lo ben Azai. Now ben Azai says to Rabbi Akiva, Al chalukin anu mitzdarin, ele shabos al chalik alenu es hashavin. Wow, very interesting line. So Ben Azai says to Rabbi Akiva, look, the fact that Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai disagree, right? And we don't have kind of an agreement among everybody by Torah Shabbat Peh. The fact, right? I think the Rambam in the Akdama Leferish Mishnayos or something, which I learned like half a lifetime ago. I think he explains there that that it was. I think it was even a Gemara too. I'm pretty sure it's a Gemara as well. That it was only at the time of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Yeah, I think it came up in the Gemara somewhere that was like the first machlokas or something. I think maybe in Pesachim with Korbanos or something. Anyways, it was only when Beis Hillel, Beis Shammai, the machlokas between Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai emerged, is really when there started to be different kind of interpretations of Torah Shabbat Peh and machlokas with regard to Torah Shabbat Peh. And Ben Azai says to Rabbi Akiva, look, it's hard enough that we have machlokas in general between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel, but here we're saying that Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel agree. Everybody agrees Yachloku. And you're coming to say that here also it's machlokas, right? He says, right, Ben Azai says, right, Ben Azai says to Rabbi Akiva, Al chalukin anu mitzdarin. It's difficult enough for the fact that we have this machlokas between Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai in the previous Mishnayos. But here we're saying everybody agrees. But even in the case where they agree, you're now coming to say that they disagree as well. He says it's breaking my heart. Says the Gemara B'Chezkasmi, when Rabbi Akiva says that Beis Hillel would say here as well that the property remains in their chazaka, and whose chazaka? The chazaka of the heirs of Rachel or the heirs of Yosef? Rabbi Ila Amar B'Chezkas Yosha'im. Rabbi Ila says it remains with the heirs of the mother, since when Yaakov Avinu died. So therefore, her stuff now is hers. Her husband is dead. Her stuff is hers. So therefore, whatever shevet she's from has the chazaka on the property. Whereas Reb Zera says Reb Zera b'chezkas Yoshi Abein. That it's in the chazaka of the heirs of the son, because since Yosef, when Yaakov Avinu died, and now, I don't know, let's say her nichse milog or ksuba, whatever it is now hers. So, but she has a son, and therefore the son, Yosef, stands to inherit her, and it would remain in his tribe. So therefore, inevitably, or at least in potential, right, it would be inherited by her son, who's from a different tribe than her family. So again, B'chezkas mi, Rabbi Ila Amar B'chezkas Yosha'im. Rabbi Ila says it's the chazaka of the heirs of the mother, since she has her own property now, and it therefore would be assigned, to her tribe, based on her. Reb Zera Amar says Reb Zera B'chezkas Yosha'im would be in the chazaka of the heirs of the son, since the son stands to inherit the mother, and therefore his shevet, right, and it would remain in his shevet, and therefore his heirs get it, and are considered to have the chazaka. Kisolik Reb Zera, when Reb Zera moved from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael, Kom B'Shitzei de Reb Ila, he then agreed with Reb Ila that it is the Chezkas Yoshei Ha'em. Skip the next line. Amr Reb Zera, says Reb Zera, Shma Mina, so we see, listen up, Avira de Eretz Yisrael Machkim. So we see that the air, the oxygen of Eretz Yisrael makes you smarter. That Reb Zera, it was only once he moved to Eretz Yisrael and he breathed the intelligent air of Eretz Yisrael that he realized that Taka, the halacha, is not like he initially said, that it's the Yoshei Haben, rather it's like Rabbi Ila said, which is the Yoshei Ha-Aim. How come? Well, since it is currently, right, her shevet, right, when Yaakov Avinu died and she has her property, and she now, and it's shaykh to her shevet right now, therefore her shevet is considered to have the chazaka. And we don't consider it to be in the chazaka of the son who has the potential to inherit her. Rather, it's considered to be in her chazaka, and that is what Rabbi Kiva is saying, that Beis Hillel would say that her heirs would be muchzak for her property. Kivaldik. Well, that was Daf Kuf Nun Ches of Masechta BavaBasra. Yeah, it was pretty short. We had two scenarios basically: a house falling on a husband and wife, as well as a house falling on a son and a mother. Peace out.